Hi. So you know how those how-to series have become like super viral and like super popular? I watch all of them. Like there's like three, four like YouTubers that I watch. Currently, I can only remember one because I'm literally watching one. Is Cinema Summary, How to Beat a Blind Man and Don't Breathe 2. And so yeah, they're super popular. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I do one? Just a compilation of movies where I bring to you zero investigation, zero theories, zero anything, and just go on it with common sense. I know, baffling. I just thought it'd be funny, and since I'm a funny, I'm, anyway, let's move on. How do people have this like energy to do this during the whole like 20-minute video? This is not gonna be well. So let's start with The Boy. Am I gonna give you the whole entire summary of the movie? No, but I will give you an appetizer of what this movie is. So imagine yourself as a young woman, just got out of a really bad relationship, and you want to start over, you want a new chapter in your life, you want to be far away from that person, so you move across the country, you move to another country, you move far away, and you need a good job, and you're finding, any jobs that are very, close to where you are, or like, easy, like, just you don't want to start new life and go into like an office job from 9 to 5 or something. You just want to start something just chill and stuff. And you're like, you know what? Why don't I become a nanny? Everyone does that. And so you go to this huge house, this huge, ginormous mansion. And the couple aren't, a newlywed couple. They aren't like, they're an 80-year-old couple. And you're like, okay, well, maybe they have a grandkid, maybe, they adopted someone, who knows, right? And so you walk in, there's no one to say hi to you, and you don't have any manners, and instead of waiting at the door, you go inside, like, you own the house, and then the owners arrive, and they show you around. It's this giant, creepy house, and it's just you, since, you'll be babysitting, and those two grandpas, where are they gonna be? And then you get to the portion of meeting the child. And you see that it is not a human child. It is a doll. And now anyone in their right mind will look at this couple and be like, I'm so sorry, I don't think I'm qualified for this. You turn around and you walk away because you will never see these people again in your life. You don't need to be polite. You're not going to ask for their letter of recommendation. You don't need them. Again, you walk into someone's home who called you to babysit and you find a doll. You walk away. You walk away. And then, oh, look, all the things that happen in the movie won't happen to you because you walked away. You saw a creepy doll, and top of that, let's just say you were like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's easy money. Let me hear the proposition before I say no. And you see the list of rules that you have to follow. You have to kiss the boy goodnight. You have to feed him. You have to... Again, you close it, you say, I'm going to think about it, thank you so much. You walk away, you burn their number, and you just walk away. Done. That's how you survive The Boy. Ding! Now, how to survive The Blind Man and Don't Breathe 2. Now, I did not watch the movie because I was like, I don't want to see him as the main protagonist. Are we forgetting what happened in the first movie? He got a turkey baster, and you know what he did? He tried to basically forcefully impregnate a woman who accidentally killed his daughter. I don't know how he would make a good protagonist. Well, a protagonist that we're supposed to like agree with. I was like, okay. I watched someone else do a whole another like why this movie is like crazy, like basically saying that the action scenes are cool, but like in theory it's kind of like he's a blind man. It worked in the first movie because they're kids, and they weren't really, like, killers or assassins. They were just robbers, and they were very underprepared, and they were in his home. Whereas this movie, he's facing, like, people who have killed other people, who kill without remorse and don't really care. And you're telling me that a blind man who's up against 15 people cannot be killed. Like, the plot armor of it all is like, so how to beat him? Simple. You don't monologue. You don't be like, oh, we're not gonna do a check the body. What you do is you go up to the blind man, you make a little circle, you make one person to make noise and go and attack him, and then you just all shoot at him at the same time. And then someone goes and checks to see if he has, a pulse. And then you wrap him up in a little, like, bag, and then you burn his body to make sure. This sounds psychotic, but you need, in the context of the movie, you have this big bad, which, like, according to these villains who are trying to, like, abduct a little girl, well, his own daughter, for heart surgery transplant, how are you not going to make sure that the guy who's so gung-ho of saving this girl, because he kidnapped her first, I don't know, how are you not going to confirm that he is indeed dead? Like, this man, you can see, is relentless. And the thing is, he's an ex-soldier, and these guys are also ex-soldiers who can see. So how do you beat the blind man? Don't be stupid. Now, how to beat the Unfriended Dark Web series. This one, super easy. I'm not going to summarize anything going on. You go to a cafe. You're like, you know what? I'm going to go check my $8 super expensive coffee. You turn around and there's a lost and found or something, or just a computer. You were taught as a young child to not be a douchebag and not steal things from people. So, oops, that's how you survive. Not stealing things. But let's say you do. Let's say you steal it. Because you steal it, you wipe everything off of it, you reset the computer, you do not go into the accounts that are logged in. Ta-da! You don't get followed by a creepy dark web group and then get, murdered, and you and your friends. Ta-da! That's not. What is this movie? Like, common sense, people. Common sense. I'm gonna do 2 more. I just googled how to and then just scroll down and be like, okay, let's see which one common sense can apply. So how to beat 127 hours. I vaguely remember that movie, very vaguely. But how about this? When you are going to go traverse into the canyons and go by yourself, which you should never do, but if you're going to because you are an idiot who decides to traverse Mother Nature by themselves. I'm kidding, people who actually hike and do all those. Well, hiking is dangerous, but it's very different than going and jumping across canyons, but whatever. You do what you want to do. Have a GPS. Tell people, hey, I'm going to go traverse the canyon for an hour. Call me. If I don't pick up, that means I'm dead. Please send help. Ta-da! Tell people in your life that you're going to a Grand Canyon. Don't have anyone in your life? Tell your neighbor, hey, if I don't come back tonight, can you please call the cops? Or hey, call the cops and be like, hey, cops, I don't know if this is part of your stuff, but I'm going to be leaving, and yeah, so. Literally call anyone. Delivery food to your home and be like, hey, if I'm not home, can you call the cops? Literally tell anyone in your life that you're going to a Grand Canyon to jump and do things that are potentially dangerous. And then, ta-da, if you get stuck, people will know you're stuck and go looking for you, and then you can be like, hey, I'm stuck. Bring actual equipment for in case you ever get stuck. Bring those. How to beat the open house. This one, I'm so glad I didn't watch this movie. I saw the trailer. Or did I watch this movie? I don't even remember. But this movie was insufferable. This movie was insufferable. I was like, okay, I get that you have no place to live. But how are you going to live in an open house where a bunch of strangers are going in and out of your house, and you have the bare minimum security and the bare minimum of communication with your child, where you're like, yes, he must have turned off this alarm. He must have turned this off. Why don't you ask him and be like, hey, did you turn this off? And when he tells you no, believe him, because why would he turn it off? Oh, he's angry. He wants to leave. Communicate between people. Don't if something creepy happens, leave. Literally go and leave and sleep in your car. Like they like sleep in your car. They have a car, just sleep in your car. Go to a motel. Anything. But when creepy things are happening in a house that there's not even your house. You don't even know all the things that could be happening. And on top of that, you have an open house that anyone can go into your house during the day and just hide out and stay there because you are not checking and you're only two people. Oh, there was one that I wanted to talk about because I watched yesterday. What is it called? What is it called? What is it called? The 1,000 Bodies? No, 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 no. Hills Have Eyes. This one was so stupid. So, again, not giving the summary. But if you are on a family trip, your family is family. Like, there's a baby, there's grandma, there's grandpa, there's children. And you stop to get directions because you don't have directions. Because why not prepare? You should have prepared before and have a direct map through the whole entire places that you're going to visit. And have where you're going to stay at each place. And yeah, back then there was no Google, but you could call and be like, hey, do you have, motels at this route? Do you have motels at this route? Oh yeah, we do. Okay, then we know where to stop. Don't just stop at random gasoline stations and hope on the good deeds of people. People are buttheads and will kill you for like $5. So like, especially if you're traveling with your whole entire family, like, I get it if it's just the grandfather who was like, oh, I'm a man, I don't care, blah blah blah. But you're gonna put your newborn grandchild in danger because you did not plan your trip sufficiently well enough. So then you go and follow these coordinates this strange man at a gasoline station gives you and you just trust because, I don't know, you're gullible. And then you end up at this really weird place and you're like, okay. And then you have no, like, gasoline because things happen. I don't even remember. Did they cut off the gasoline or something? Or did they just ran out? I don't remember. But either way, let's say of natural or unnatural causes, you ran out of gasoline, your car broke down, their tires were cut. Tires? Well, yeah, your tires can be cut. Anyways, let's say you are just stuck there, right? What in God's earth would compel you to go, you know what, instead of waiting till the morning to walk, yes, it will be hot, but at least it'll be sunlight, and walk back to the gas station? Why would you go at night? And why would you go back there at night and leave your entire family in the RV? Why would that be? Why would that be your first instinct as like a father? Being like, yes, I'm gonna leave all my vulnerable women and children and kids here and just walk it out. And then you have the son and, well, two sons, or I don't know these family dynamics, but the two men in the family leave all the women, the baby, the young teenager, the young adult, and the mother, like the grandmother, by themselves. Now, not to be like misogynistic, but you gotta be real. Why would you leave your women who don't seem like, I just don't understand why you would like leave vulnerable women by themselves in an RV at night when they're sleeping. They're not, you don't tell them like, hey, stay awake, one of you, because we're gonna leave. No. You just, and what happens? Oh my God, they got, and then they got killed. So how to avoid this? How to survive this? 1, don't be an idiot. 1, stay in the RV until the morning. Take turns sleeping. Primarily keep 3 of the people out of all 8 of you, or how many of you were, awake. Keep eyes on everything because you're in the middle of nowhere, and how do you believe that there's not people out there? You don't think there's any weirdos out there? And then you wait. And if something does come attack you, do not just shoot blindly into the night because you don't have unlimited firepower. You give the gun to one person who knows how to use the gun, and then the rest of you kind of like huddle in the middle so you don't get shot or someone just stabs you through the RV or something. 'Cause you don't know. Don't fall for like tricks of like, oh my God, someone's burning, let's go save them, and leave the camper full of women by themselves. Of an old elderly grandma. She wasn't elderly, but you know what I mean. a young woman who obviously has her baby, who she's going to obviously protect with her life, which she protected with her life. And then you have a young child, teenager. So how to survive this? Don't be idiots. Don't take random, have you not seen Don't Turn? Wrong Turn? Don't take random directions from strangers at gas station. Plan your route before you even leave your house. Plan where you're going to stay before you leave your house. And if you have an accident because things happen, stay in your car and don't leave. Bring protection. Bring pepper spray. Bring an axe. What do I know? Just bring protection in case people come and attack you. And stay in your group. Do not go shooting to different directions. Do not go literally shooting into the dark, because you need to keep your ammunition and wait until the person gets near you. This movie was like so brutal, and everyone just does not make good decisions. And I understand, because obviously when you're in that moment, but the pre-decisions matter. I don't know why this movie made me so angry. But yeah. What did you think? Did I do the same voice? What did you think of, I don't remember what he says at the end. What did you think of something? Tell me in the comments if I missed. But yeah, common sense could save us all.